Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl B. Welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be a little different. Today is not a review, it's not a tutorial, it's not a challenge, it's actually a story time. One of the questions I frequently get asked is, how did I become a makeup artist? Where did I study being a makeup artist? So I made this video specifically to answer those questions. Even if you don't know me, if you're just curious about how to get into makeup artistry, this video is also for you. Give you some advice and tips that might really help you along the way. And since we're on the topic, if you don't already know me, my name is Bianca and I am a makeup artist posting all things beauty. So if that is the kind of content that you like to watch, then please hit that subscribe button. And with all of that being said, we're just gonna get right into it. When it comes to telling stories, I always get off track. So I've got my laptop here right next to me, and I've just got all of the points written down so I don't miss anything, and I also don't add anything that is not necessary. Today, I'm basically going over the story of how I became a makeup artist and also important tips and advice if you want to go the same route as I did. We're gonna start with a little bit of history. I always had an interest with makeup. I had started at a very early age looking at videos of Michelle Phan. I just remember that she was the very first influencer that I used to follow on YouTube for makeup, and I remember that I would literally binge watch on her. I loved her videos so much. I was really young, I didn't have the products at that time, nor did I have the interest in actually doing the tutorials that she was creating, but I loved watching the process. I loved watching the results. I already always had a longing for makeup. Fast forward years later, I was graduating high school. I was graduating in a very young age because I had a British curriculum, and on the day of my graduation, my mom asks me, what do you want to do for college? And at that point, I literally had no idea. Long story short, having an Asian mom, it was either being a nurse or something in finance. And even though I was horrible at math, I ended up going for the finance option. Anyone asks me how I even survived finance, I don't even know, don't ask. Fast forward again to the last 2 years of my university. This was the time that I had started binge watching Manny MUA, Nikki Tutorials, Jeffree Star. This was also about the same time that ColourPop and Morphe had boomed. My friend and I, we were really obsessed with ColourPop because of the product quality that they were giving out with such affordable prices. And that's where I was like, now I can follow these tutorials. Because at that time I was already working part-time and I was able to buy the makeup that I wanted. So I kept practicing on myself over and over again, different looks, different styles, and obviously it was not really professional. I didn't go to a professional school. Everything that I had learned up until that point was from these creators. Once I had graduated college, of course, that was the time that I had to start looking for jobs. And I remember practicing makeup on anyone that I could get my hands on just before the interview day. I was lucky enough to get a job in retail as a makeup artist with no experience or formal training. My makeup career basically started because my boss at the time, let's name him Jay, believed in me before I could even believe in myself. He saw that I had a passion for makeup and he saw that I had the potential to grow into a professional makeup artist, and so he took a chance with me. Later on, we found out that I actually had a knack for presenting, and so I was really good with master classes, video tutorials, and I also had a knack for social media. Those were the advantages that I had brought along with me to the job. At the time, I had only one colleague, let's name her S. S was basically my first ever teacher for makeup. She was instructed by Jay to look over me and to make sure that I had learned the basics and to basically help me grow as a professional makeup artist. I remember one of the things that she did to train me basically. We were in the counter and there were no customers, and she was like, color match me. I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, I can do something as simple as color matching. She took like, I don't know, maybe 5 shades of foundation and she swatched them all on her hand. I still remember her disbelief when I picked every single shade except her actual shade. I had a horrible time shade matching, and I think that's when she realized, oh my god, I have my work cut out for me. But I took all of her constructive criticism. She was a tough girl, and I was and still am a very sensitive person. So the constructive criticism sometimes left me in tears, but I also accepted it because I knew that if I didn't listen to them, I would never grow. A little while after that, we had another team member, let's name her P. P was a MAC makeup artist, and so I also learned a lot of my makeup skills from her. There were so many times when they had my back, they covered for me, they taught me. We spent a lot of time together. I basically learned on the job with these two training and looking after me. And again, it was not easy. We bonded, we fought. There were a lot of people who doubted us at work, but all together with Jay, we went through all of that. In every photo shoot they would send me to, they would either send P or S with me to overlook what I've done, or even just to help me out, teach me something, to show me like, hey, look at what I'm doing, this is what you need to do. So that's what I mean by I really learned on the job. A little while after that, we had another member come in, let's name her T. T was the last member to complete our group. So that was the little bit of history of how I started, and now we're gonna go over the tips that I have to anyone who is aspiring to become a professional makeup artist. The first one is practice makes perfect. Don't be scared to make any mistakes. I made so many mistakes, countless mistakes, but I learned from them at the end of the day. Please don't be shy to ask for help, especially when you're just learning. The people who are already professionals can give you a lot of insight, much more than if you went to a school. Take the constructive criticism even if it hurts you. It was not easy taking the feedback that I had to receive. I had a lot of feedback from J, from S, from P, from T, from my customers, from the models, from the photo shoot directors. At the end of the day, being a makeup artist is a job. Take the criticism, take the feedback, even if it hurts you, even if it hurts your pride, because at the end of the day, all you're gonna do is learn from it. Every time that you take feedback in is a chance to become more better in what you do. And this doesn't apply to just makeup. This applies to everything. On the topic of practicing makes perfect, practice on different faces, not just your own. Every face is unique. Everyone has different features. From skin type to skin tone to eye shape to lip shape to face shape. I could go on and on. The point is that if you keep practicing on your own face, you're never gonna become a professional makeup artist, because a professional makeup artist knows how to do makeup on every type of face. Or even if they don't know every type of face, they understand how to adjust their methods, their techniques, their products according to those different faces. Not all makeup suits everyone. I actually learned this the hard way. For the longest time, my signature makeup was the bold liquid liner, and people always asked me to do their eyeliner because they saw how on point my own eyeliner was. I quickly learned that was a really bad idea because my eyes are monolids. That's why it's so easy to do eyeliner. There are different types of eyelids, there are different types of eye shapes. I was in a Middle Eastern country, which means there were a lot of hooded eyes. There were a lot of almond eyes. Almond eyes are also pretty easy for eyeliner, but hooded eyes, I had no idea how to navigate with that. So I actually ended up disappointing a few clients because they were expecting to have the exact same eyeliner as me. I followed the same method that I would do for my own eyes. However, it didn't work for their shape. So unlike before that I would say, yeah, come on, let me do your eyeliner, I would actually advise them, and they ended up appreciating me more for my honesty. I would tell them, hey, you know, I would love to do your eyeliner. However, my eyeliner is not going to look the same on your eyes. If you don't mind that, then that's fine. But if you're expecting to look like this, it's not gonna happen. That's just the truth. Being a makeup artist doesn't mean that you can put any kind of style on any kind of face. It actually means that you know the best styles which will suit everyone's unique features. The next advice I would give is always ask questions. When I started my career as a makeup artist, I had zero social skills. So I would just sit a person down and just start doing their makeup without asking any questions. That was the wrong thing for me to do. You need to be able to understand what is your client's skin type, what does your client prefer, prefer, what kind of makeup look you're going for. I had this one client that I did her entire makeup. Everything was fine. I just had to do the blush. I myself didn't prefer blush, but because I didn't ask her any questions, I didn't know that she hated blush with a passion. The entire time she was happy with what I was doing. The exact moment that I had put blush on her, she started freaking out. And at the time I didn't understand. I was like, how was I supposed to know that you don't like blush? You didn't tell me. And then I realized I'm the makeup artist. I should be the one taking initiative to ask her what she liked. So I learned that the hard way, but I brought it with me throughout my entire career. After that incident, every time I had a model, a client, I will always ask them questions. Did you use anything on your face prior to this appointment? What kind of finish do you prefer? What kind of coverage do you prefer? Do you like blush? Are you opposed to bronzer? Some people will stare at you and be like, you're the makeup artist, figure it out. And if they have a problem with the makeup after, then that's their own fault. Moving on from clients, the next advice that I have to give you is understand the products that you are using. Don't just use them blindly. Understand the brands that it comes from. Understand the ingredients that it contains. Read about them, feel them, play with them. There's a trend going on around TikTok right now, which is shower makeup. I have been doing this since forever, and only now it's coming as a trend on TikTok. The concept is basically playing with whatever makeup that you have. The point of shower makeup is not to look good. It's to try and play with your products, test out the pigmentation, test out the formula, and then after that, wash it off in the shower. It's basically like a no commitment makeup routine. It's a great way to practice. It's a great way to try and feel the product itself without the commitment of going out somewhere with that look. Never stop learning. Makeup is evolutionary. There's always new methods to learn. There's always new techniques. There's always new products. It is a never-ending process. There's always room to grow. The next advice I'm going to give you is something physical. Work out and take care of your body. You're gonna need it. You would think as a makeup artist, you're not going to strain your body, but you actually are. If you want living proof, that's my back and my shoulder. When you're doing makeup, you're constantly hunching over your clients, or you're also constantly standing up. Another thing is that you are going to be carrying your own kit. A lot of makeup artists now condense their kit to make it lighter because it really does affect our back over time. You would think right now that, oh, I'm young, I'm able to carry all of these things. Trust me, it's going to hit you when you are older. Not saying that I'm that old, but it really did catch up to me. I'm not even saying like be a gym buff or anything like that. Even if it's not working out, if you go for regular massages at least like once or twice a month, that will be a huge investment for your own health. It honestly doesn't get talked about much too often, but makeup artists suffer a lot with their feet, their backs, their wrists, because we do very repetitive movements with our arms. A lot of the time when you are doing makeup, the client is not sitting down at the correct height for you, so you are the one who has to adjust. You would either have to bend down or really go on your tiptoes just to reach the face. In my case as well, I experienced with models who are like over 6 foot tall and then wearing high heels. I would have to, in the middle of their fashion show, touch up on their makeup. And so just imagine, I am 5'2" and these models are tall. I would literally have to be on tiptoes and my arm would be stretched up the entire time that I am touching up on their face. At that time, I would be sore for like maybe the night, the next day, and then I would not feel it anymore. However, what I didn't know is that this actually accumulates over time. Have a strong heart. And what I mean by that is not only will you be getting feedback and it might be hurtful, constructive criticism, but you know, maybe you're like me and you're very sensitive and emotional. Just keep in mind that whatever you're doing is for you to grow. Because if you don't keep that in mind, that this is all for your own good, you're gonna give up really easily. I was close to giving up, honestly. Not only did I not have the makeup skills, I also had zero social skills. So talking to people, I was a very socially awkward person. I was learning makeup and learning to be a socially active person at the same time. This is something that you need to excel as a makeup artist, because if you don't create those connections, you're not gonna get anywhere in the makeup industry. That's not even just in the industry, that's with clients. You need to have a connection with your client. You are going to make a lot of mistakes in your your journey to become a makeup artist, and that's completely okay. I messed up several times. I have endless stories of me just messing up. At the end of the day, that is truly how you learn. Set up your own counter. Set up your own makeup. This is something I learned while I was in the industry. A part of being a makeup artist is always having a clean counter. What I mean is that know where your products are and place them in a way that's matching to the steps of your makeup. So for example, let's say this is your table. You put your towel or tissue, whatever it is, so that the top of the table does not get stained by the makeup that you use. If you're gonna start with eyes first, start by putting your eye products on the left side. This is what you're going to be starting with. Let's say, for example, you do eye base first, and then eyeshadow, and then liner, and then mascara. So you're gonna put it in that order. You're gonna put base, eyeshadow palette, liner, and mascara. Next step you're gonna do is the face. So you're gonna put in this section whatever you're gonna use as the base. Foundation, concealer, etc. And then the final part in this area, it may be for lips, lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. This way you'll know that this is step 1, step 2, and step 3. And what I also like to do, because you cannot start makeup without doing any proper skincare, is that on the top over here, put these skincare products in line by the steps that you're going to use them. From makeup remover to cleanser to toner to serums to moisturizers to lip mask, whatever it may be, that is how you organize your table as a makeup artist. Keep your eye brushes separate from your face brushes and make sure that hygiene products are always accessible. Alcohol, hand sanitizer, cotton, tissue, cotton buds, and sharpeners. So a part of learning about makeup is knowing hygiene skills, knowing skincare skills, and being organized in that way. Now, with all of these advice and tips being said, even after you have practiced, you know your hygiene, you know your social skills, all of that is complete. If you do not have the confidence, your client or your model is not going to be comfortable with you. If you do not exude confidence, they are going to doubt you. In case that you're lacking that confidence, my tip would be fake it till you make it. Honestly, trust the process on what you're doing in that person. Even if you don't feel confident enough to do so, you need to be able to have that skill to turn the situation around. Do not ever show to the customer when you are feeling unsure of what you're doing. They have no idea what you're thinking, so you don't have to let them know that you're messing up. Basically, what I'm trying to say is just don't panic. Please make sure that whenever you do makeup, everything is hygienic. Clean your brushes regularly, sanitize your product, make sure the products are not expired, and when you use the products, know how to use them for different clients. So for example, let's say you have to use this product for several clients. You're going to use a spatula, take a little bit out, put it on the back of your hand or on a mixing palette, whatever it is, and from there use a brush or sponge to use on your client. Never use the product directly on a customer because that will create cross-contamination. Now, as a makeup artist for a long time, I have a huge collection of brushes. I have enough brushes to use for each client, but of course, I still need to keep my brushes clean somehow, right? For base product brushes, there's something called a brush cleaner, which is a spray that you can use to clean it temporarily while you're doing the entire session. But that is not a deep cleaning product. That is just for the means of moving from one client to another. For eyeshadow brushes, something like this is what you should really have in your kit. This is a kind of sponge material. I don't know exactly what to call it. You just have to rub your brush in here. It will be clean. Now, when I say clean, it just means free of any pigment. Of course, in the end of your session, whenever you're cleaning your brushes, you have to always still deep clean them. But for the sake of reusing the brushes that you have and still being hygienic, this is very, very useful. So basically, between each color, you just have to go into this and it will be free of any pigment. So that is the end of the advice and tips that I have for you guys. And now you know how I started as a makeup artist. I really hope that everything that I have given as advice today will help you on your journey if you are interested in becoming a professional makeup artist. If in case you want to go for a formal education in makeup before applying to retail, that's entirely up to you. Your journey is your own. I just went the unconventional way. I was self-taught. I went through YouTube tutorials tutorials and other channels to learn, and I was lucky enough to have someone believe in me and kickstart my journey and have professionals work alongside with me along the way. I will never take that for granted, and until now I do not know how lucky I got. I'm not saying it was an easy journey, it really was not, but at the end I learned. Eventually I had my own clients, and eventually I moved on as a makeup artist. And now I'm sitting here filming my own content for you guys as a makeup artist. I wish you good luck on your journey, and that is the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!